Hello everyone and welcome to a special episode of the Gamer's Parley. This is gonna be an analysis video for the recently released Death Stranding 2 trailer. The trailer was premiered at the State of Play for PlayStation that premiered on January 31st. And through the trailer we got to find out that Death Stranding 2 is gonna be called Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. There were some leaks previously that leaked the name and kind of got spoiled, and but you know what, it happens. It's the gaming industry. Things get leaked, and unfortunately Death Stranding became the victim of one. But with that said, this trailer was such a Kojima trailer. This had Kojima written all over it. It was, of course, edited by Hideo Kojima. Even online, people have absolutely loved this trailer. They love what they're seeing, the weirdness, the epicness. It's just got everything in it. I absolutely loved what we saw. And I am super excited to see more from this game, of course. And we got to know that the release date is going to be 2025, which is a bummer, of course. You know, you want, like, as I saw the trailer, I wanted myself to be playing it right away. But you know what, the next year is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of speculations, a lot of trailers, and you know, as Kojima calls it, the game before the game releases. So this is gonna be a lot of fun speculating and doing analysis on all the trailers that come in the future. But yeah, so let's dive a bit into this trailer. We're gonna try and go shot by shot and have like a deeper analysis with this. I hope you guys enjoy it. I absolutely love digging in to these trailers, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff because there's always so much to look into and analyze. So feel free to comment and let me know something I missed or something you guys have noticed. I would love to hear your thoughts. I absolutely love doing this. So yeah, let's dive right in. So even from the start, you see that you know, this beautiful Death Stranding theme is being played on the piano. It's a different rendition, and it's of course being done by Ludwig Forssell, who's back for the sequel. He was absolutely brilliant in the first one, and I am so glad that he's back. He really captured the essence of the game and the world, I think, perfectly. But yeah, this just the opening. It's such a beautiful tone. It sets such a beautiful tone for what's to come. And yeah, we have our first look at these two characters. One of them, of course, being Fragile from the previous entry of the game, but now we also see the character of George Miller. Yes, I couldn't guess who it was right away, but then it clicked that, oh, this is actually George Miller. We actually have a reaction video for the State of Play on the channel, so if you guys want to watch, you can go ahead and watch it on our channel, the Gamer's Parley. But yeah, like, I kind of realized this was George Miller, and I was like, now, you know, it makes sense, because Kojima, in one of his podcasts, he said that he used the Mad Max music when he walked out at the Game Awards in 2022, when he first revealed the first Death Stranding 2 trailer, and he did that for a reason. And now we kind of know the reason. It's basically because he has George Miller as his face, his likeness as one of the characters. This will definitely be voiced by another person, but we will talk about all the voice actors later on. But yeah, this is a great surprise to see the person Kojima calls his god. So it's good to see George Miller in Death Stranding 2. We also see these super cool hands, which Kojima on his X account, or Twitter account, I still call it Twitter, it's just weird to call it X, but yeah, called them second hands that were on Fragile's shoulders. Very cool concept. You know, they seem to be alive and sentient in some way, and they also perform various actions, which we will see later in the trailer. But for now, They are like kind of acting like a mask on Fragile's face. A thing to note, especially in the as we were talking about the hands, that these hands have like a ring-like device, which kind of seem like the smaller version of the cufflinks that Sam wore in the first game. And the same ring, we actually see Sam wearing it later on in the trailer as well. Another thing that you'll notice is that George Miller's character seems to be the captain of the ship that we'll find out about, which is called DHV Magellan. This is kind of like a nod to Ferdinand Magellan, I think, who was a mariner, basically. He was a Portuguese mariner, and his expedition was the first to circumnavigate the whole world in, like, I think 1519 to 1522 in the service of Spain. So that's a cool little history nod, which we all know Kojima loves doing, and in his games he has a lot of Easter eggs for books and history, personalities, and so there's a lot of details that go into a Kojima game. So George Miller's character has an amputated arm, which we will see in the trailer and also in the posters released by Kojima Productions. So in this shot, we see that the blade or the cutter is attached to his arm that is amputated. So this means that there could be more attachments that he can use on the same arm. Also in the background, we can kind of see the scan of the two sarcophagus, like things that we later on learned that they are called chrysalis. They're kind of like the coffins that the Egyptians used. And we can see that there are two separate ones. But in the trailer, we only end up seeing one. So the other one is kind of like left as a mystery, I guess. And I wonder who the other one could be holding, because we do see one of them, and I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments too. We can also see that they're monitoring their heartbeats and vitals, etc. As they cut through this chrysalis, a substance like tar or carvelium oozes out of it. We find out that this is not exactly tar, but rather a fluid that contains amino acids, ones identical in the structure of the kind found in the tar. We get this information by the end of this trailer. This fluid, which drops on the floor, is licked by this freaking BT cat with wings, and it has an octopus or a kraken style tongue. So yeah, welcome to a Hideo Kojima game, my friends. Yeah, things are gonna get weird. So the person inside, they seem to have the mixture of black and gold fluid dried all over them. We see them pouring water on the body to kind of clean up the fluid on the body, and you can see that the body inside is wearing a dress, which is also shown later in the trailer on Elle Fanning's character. The body inside is basically Elle. Also, the dress is the same as the one that Elle was wearing when her casting was revealed in the poster for Death Stranding 2. Kojima did a few teases, I think a year ago, where he had these different mysterious posters about the reveal of the cast, and we finally got to see that it was Elle Fanning that's going to be in Death Stranding 2. So the dress that she's wearing is exactly the same that we see in this trailer, which is a really, really cool detail. So this shot, we actually see that this body is given kind of a shot of some solution, which I think is the cure for aging the effect of timefall. As we have seen that Fragile's body is not wrinkled or aged anymore in Death Stranding 2, which, we knew that her whole skin was kind of really aged because of the exposure to timefall, because of what Higgs did to her in the first part. But yeah, this whole thing kind of tells you that there is definitely a cure available for it that they're using, and I think that's what George Miller's character is injecting into the body. So on the arm, the body seems to have like, octopus's arm suckers on it. Like this whole imagery of the octopus and kraken seem to be a big part of Death Stranding too. We also see those octopus hands appear inside the BB pod at the end of the first trailer, which was pretty interesting to see. And if you really notice, the logo of the DHV Magellan seems to be a kraken or octopus of some sorts as well. And of course, we just saw the cat with the octopus tongue. So this whole imagery is pretty huge in Death Stranding 2, as far as we can tell so far. So from this next shot, we kind of figure out that the body is actually filled with the fluid or chiralium. The reason I say chiralium is the fact that if you zoom in on the character poster of Elle Fanning that Kojima released after, revealing this trailer, the shirt that she's wearing, you can read the words, "Decon, this garment contains chiralium leak detection dye." So Elle's character has a suit that detects when it leaks chiralium, which I think is pretty cool, and I think that it's there for a reason. I guess the character, constantly does do that. And I think they need to detect when it happens. So a really cool detail added there. Also, if you see the hands on Fragile's shoulder, the second hands kind of protect her from this black liquid that just squirts out of that sucker, basically. And another thing to notice is that even though she does have a glove on her hands, the liquid kind of still seeps in and ages the skin on her, kind of like how Timefall does. This shot of the eyes kind of reminds me that it is indeed Elle Fanning's character, as the eyes and the color of her eyes match. And yeah, just how beautiful are these graphics. I mean, Decima Engine is definitely one of the best ones out there, and Kojima Productions is just making it shine even more. And here we have the famous BB in the throat shot, with BB spitting out a drawbridge ship out of her mouth, because, why not?
Welcome to Drawbridge, Sam, and to the DHV Magellan, our mobile base of operations.
So from the dialogues we get to know that the DHV Magellan is kind of like a mobile base of operations, kind of like the mother base in Metal Gear Solid 5 or the Nomad in Metal Gear Solid 4. Another thing we notice straight away is that Sam and Fragile are both colorless and like kind of in the gray shade that we basically saw in the first part of Death Stranding when you are on the beach. So the characters look exactly how they look right now when they were on the beach. So that kind of makes me think that the DHV Magellan is currently under the black tar and traveling through the beach or the stream. That is why everything is gray. And you can also see kind of like the water reflections on the ship, which kind of further tells you that, the ship is currently underwater or under the tar. Another thing to note is that in this scene, Sam seems to have the gray hair that we saw him have in the first trailer. But after this point, we see Sam have his normal hair, which again suggests that the drawbridge has the cure for timefall effects, and it helped Sam, get rid of his gray hair.
Come on, I'll help you get your bearings. This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces.
So the armory has a very wide variety of guns collections. Fragile also says that you can check your weapons and put them through their paces, which I think kind of connects directly to the VR system hanging in the middle of this room. This might be like, I guess we can test out the weapons in a virtual weapon range, which was also introduced in Death Stranding Director's Cut. So I think, yeah, we might be able to test out our weapons. We definitely have a lot more weapons than the first one. So that's always, that's always good to know. Like, you have different kinds of weapons that you can use in the sequel.
These rooms over here belong to other members of the crew. They're pretty much the same as yours. And the shower's down at the end.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
No. As I told you, Drawbridge is a civilian outfit. But we do have a generous patron with access to plenty of capital and tech.
Sounds like a UCA big shot.
Don't ask me. We've never met face to face. They value their privacy.
Seriously? No better than to believe that bullshit.
It's the same deal as America. The people here are all spread out, cut off from one another. We want you to help us bring the world together.
Same deal as America, so I think we're definitely in a new country, and Fragile wants us to bring the world together. So it won't just be one country that will be paying a visit in Death Stranding 2, which is amazing because, we pretty much explored all of the US and all of the UCA in Death Stranding 1. And this allows for, a larger variety of environments for this game, which we actually will end up seeing in this trailer later on too. So that's always a great thing to have, different maps, kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5, where we visited Africa as well. So super excited to see what kind of environments we get to explore. So when I saw this shot, when we were doing the live reaction, I just yelled, what the fuck is that? that thing on Fragile's shoulder. So yeah, this is a new character, a puppet basically, which is inspired by the Bunraku puppets of Japan. And they're modeled after this amazing director, and he's also Kojima's friend, called Fatih Akin. And as I said, these puppets are inspired by the Bunraku Japanese puppets, and one of the qualities of these puppets is that they can change the face when needed, which we'll kind of get a glimpse of later on in the trailer. But another thing to notice is the puppet is basically running at a lower frame rate, kind of like what Insomniac did with the Spider-Verse suit in the Spider-Man game. Also, the puppetry imagery is huge in this trailer. I will talk about this a bit more later on as well. Also, he kind of does look like Alan Wake. Maybe he wrote himself into the script of DS2. Who knows? But yeah, according to Fragile, he has a lot of knowledge and experience which will help us out on the road. Since there is no Lou or BB to guide us, I think he will play a big role in the gameplay as well. It's kind of like Mimir from God of War, which basically the next dialogue is a subtle Easter egg for. Mimir did not like the driver's seat for a big reason. Get it? Yeah.
Sam, would you mind if I joined you?
Humor him. His knowledge and experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes. Really, Sam? Your buttocks? What about shotgun? I prefer the driver's seat.
Sam, do you read me? You'll first need to access the Mexico side plate gate terminal. After we've confirmed network coverage, we can take the DHV Magellan and regroup at your position.
So the Mexico side plate gate terminal. So Mexico is basically confirmed as one of the locations that we're going to be visiting in the sequel.
The problem is, not everybody wants to be part of the UCA.
That's not the plan, Sam. The UCA isn't looking to expand its borders. Just...
In this shot, the strands are seemingly, moving upwards towards the sky rather than coming downwards from the sky, which was what we saw in Death Stranding 1. This is another thing that you see throughout the trailer. Everything is kind of going the other way around. Even the title reveal has strands coming from the top rather than moving downwards towards the bottom. So we can also see some rivers, some buildings in the back, and also a fire in the distance.
Like with Mexico, they want to bring new regions into the network.
New regions into the network. So basically at this point, Mexico is already connected to the network of UCA, and now we are trying to connect more countries. My guess will be it'll be more of South America or even Canada.
Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to back you up. As always, you'll be the one leading the way to expand the network.
This desert shot is one of my favorites of the trailer. I cannot wait to explore it and just surf on these dunes. And I won't be surprised if we saw Timothée Chalamet in this part of the world, which could be a nod to him being the Muad'Dib or Paul Atreides from the Dune movie. I think that'll be a pretty cool Easter egg to have.
What's your role in all this? You're the commander, huh?
This night shot of Sam delivering kind of suggests that there might even be a day and night cycle in this game, which I think will be an amazing addition. It will add a lot to the gameplay and to the planning. I think this is something that we definitely needed in this game, and if that is the case, I will be really, really happy.
That's right. These days...
In this shot, I think what we get is the first glimpse of a natural phenomena happening in the world of Death Stranding 2. I think this is a wildfire. We will also see flash floods and earthquakes and landslides later. And I think this will be an amazing addition to the gameplay as well, because imagine, you're out for a delivery and a random earthquake might, completely change your delivery approach and even the map. So I think these phenomena will, add more, a greater deal of difficulty to the deliveries, which I would love to have. So this is, I think, this is another great step towards improving the gameplay.
Say some fragile in name only. You brought America together, helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid that Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger, still on the brink of extinction.
This shot of the BTs, I kind of see that the BTs look a little different. I mean, they look more formed rather than just being particles. It could be just me, but I think they definitely look a little different from the first game.
Don't act like you don't see it.
Yeah, this shot was probably the best shot of the whole trailer for me. I mean, just look at that, this whole imagery of the moon, and it's such a gorgeous shot. And the thing is that it does not seem to be a nightmare or a dream sequence. This could be an asteroid, We also see a flying BT in the distance, and at the end of the trailer, if where the credits show up, if you look at the bottom of it, it says that the CGI moon kit is courtesy of NASA's SVS. So basically, the moon render is actually provided by NASA themselves to Hideo Kojima. That makes me wonder that could we be heading to moon as a location, or are we just getting a render to show the moon in this high detail? Whatever the case, one thing's for sure, the photo mode in this game is just gonna be so much fun to use. I'm gonna be taking a lot of shots in these environments. These look absolutely gorgeous.
A lot of things changed after you went off on your own, especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were...
So in this shot, we actually see that George Miller's character is missing the arm, and his amputated arm definitely acts as a key of sorts to power up the ship. So he definitely could be the captain of the ship. Also, we learned from the dialogue that Bridges is not running the distribution network anymore. They withdrew. So all the friends that we made in the previous game, like Deadman, Die Hard Man, Mama, Heartman, etc., they have all went. They're on their own separate ways. But we do hear Deadman at the end of the trailer, so I guess there's always a chance that we might get to see one of those characters again in the sequel.
Up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore.
So here we kind of see the gameplay, but the different vehicles that Sam is going to be able to use. We see a new bike-like vehicle, a truck-like vehicle. So yeah, there's all those are definitely changing their new designs. Super excited to see what else is in store. But yeah, the designs as usual are on point. And I hope that the driving mechanism is improved in the gameplay, because the first one, it was kind of rough, but I really hope they improve on that.
So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in region.
I think this shot is the first look at the new design of Sam's room, or checkpoint in that sense. We can also see the Kojima Productions tumbler on the table on the left. The LED wall is a super cool addition, and I'm sure we'll be able to customize it, considering how much customization options we had in the room for DS1.
Outside the UCA.
In this shot, I see another logo underneath the drawbridge logo on Sam's shirt. Makes me wonder what this would be. I honestly can't point to what it could be, but if someone has an idea, please feel free to comment, and I would love to read.
We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge.
So this is Mr. Yoji Shinkawa's mech design in its full glory. I mean, these look absolutely fantastic and straight out of the Metal Gear series. Yoji Shinkawa, as we know, has been the designer and the character designer working with Kojima Productions for a very long time, with Hideo Kojima basically since the Konami days. So he is a big part of making Kojima's games look the way they do. The characters have always been one of the central and the most creatively amazing parts of the game. So anything by Yoji Shinkawa is always so unique and so beautifully done. So I'm really excited to see what else he has in store for us.
With the support of the chiral network and APAS, humanity will be free from the need to move around.
So this voice that we hear is speculated to be of Alistair Duncan, who is also rumored to be part of the game. He was the voice of Mimir in the God of War series. This character we really haven't seen in both of the trailers, but we have definitely heard him in both of the trailers released so far. We hear him mention APAS, which is an organization different from APAC that he mentioned in the previous trailer. I wonder what the difference will be between the two, but there are definitely connections between both the trailers. Even Kojima said to kind of watch both the trailers, and you'll find a lot of connections, and both the trailers will make more sense. What he's saying is that the delivery automation, with the support of the chiral network and APAS, humanity will be free from the need of moving around, and bots will handle the delivery needs. So in this shot, you can notice that the mechs are actually hanging from the strands. So in this shot, you can kind of see that the mechs are hanging from the strands like strings, kind of very similar to what puppets are, the puppets have all these strings attached to them. We also see that Sam takes off his backpack and it kind of floats on its own, which is, I think this is something new that, this definitely wasn't in Death Stranding 1. Another thing to note is that Sam is also using a lethal gun, or a stick this time around. And we all know how the concept of rope and stick plays a big part in Death Stranding's lore. And they're even mentioned in Drawbridge's logo. If you, read underneath the Drawbridge logo, they mention the rope and the stick.
Bots are capable of handling deliveries.
He's alive.
He called himself a ghost, but
We found a way back from the beach just so he could kill us.
he said he came back to get revenge on you and me.
So in this scene, Fragile tells us that he is alive, he being Higgs. We see the shot of the same sarcophagus-like container that we saw in the first trailer that is being transported on shoulders to this mysterious gateway. So if we compare the two trailers, we can tell that the mechs standing in the background, and they're the same ones that were carrying Higgs' coffin in the first one. They even have the same orange robes on them. One thing to note is that the orange is the exact same color as Amelie's dress in Death Stranding 1. So yeah, Higgs is apparently back from the beach to kill Sam and Fragile. And what a freaking badass entry too, by the way. Seems to look like a vampire rising from a coffin.
Me. Hey, brother. Did you miss?
So this shot is basically the reveal of the shot that was teased in the first trailer. This shot was speculated upon a lot by the gamers. They said that this person could actually be Amelie because of the hair and the kipu on the neck, but turns out it actually is Higgs. So one thing, a very interesting thing that Higgs says is, "Hey brother, did you miss me?" Brother, so that's something that caught my attention. I don't think Higgs has ever called Sam his brother, but Amelie is Sam's sister. So I think Higgs is now like a mixed version of Amelie and Higgs. That's why he's calling him brother. Could be wrong, but this is something that I thought, would be a really cool and very Kojima thing to add. Another cool detail, of course, is the Egyptian symbolism is back. Higgs has always had that, and even the makeup around his eyes is very Egyptian mythology related. His eyes have a similar look to the Eye of Ra and Eye of Horus, which are slogan to protecting against envy, disease, harmful animals, and evil spirits. And it also symbolizes good health and royal power. It's one of the most important, most famous of ancient Egyptian symbols. And the Eye of Horus also represents sacrificial and curative qualities. The eye makeup also has like wings on it. Interestingly enough, the wings on the scarab beetle in the Egyptian mythology symbolize death, rebirth, great power, guidance, and protection. So there is a lot of this Egyptian mythology, this recurring theme of Egyptian mythology relating to Higgs happening in this game as well. The design also kind of looks a lot like the character from the movie The Crow. Kojima is definitely a fan of the film, and I can see how this can be a clear nod to it. The Odra deck on his suit is very different. The arm connecting it actually moves more like an octopus arm. And in case you didn't notice, we can see intestines in his suit's see-through abdomen region. Yeah, it's very creepy.
Yeah, I figured you'd pay this place a visit, seeing as how I've been distributing the fruits of this fine factory all over the continent. Guns and violence, the whole damn world could be yours. Same as it ever was. Oh. Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go-round. Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger from time to time. Oh, what about you? Hey, buddy. Are you just another soulless little husk, huh?
Let go of me!
Soulless little husk. I think he's comparing him to Deadman here. And we also see that the puppet kind of changes his face, kind of like Abunraku. And yep, this guy is definitely my new favorite character.
Pathetic guitarist, where's the rest of your band?
Well, ain't that something?
So as Higgs places his hand over the BB pod, we kind of hear movement inside of the pod, and his hair kind of floats as well. He's definitely, surprised, and I don't think the BB pod has Lou in it, which we will learn, of course. But I think the pod might have the octopus-like creature in there that we saw at the end of the first trailer.
Was it you, Higgs? Huh? Was it you that killed Lou?
You still don't know, do you?
So Lou is dead. Yeah, that was a big reveal. But judging by the conversation, Sam is unaware of something about Lou, and Higgs clearly knows a lot. The fuck indeed. I mean, here arrives Orange Fox, with BB's or Lou's voices coming out from within it. Also, the order deck on his face is the same as what Sam used in Death Stranding 1. The cord, it automatically connects itself to this badass guitar, and voila. Higgs uses guitar solos to attack with it. And what better tune to start off with than BB's theme? I mean, that's like just perfect. This Orange Fox basically vanishes and cuts the two mechs holding Sam in half. Another thing I would want to mention is that this orange mech has a slight belly bump, or like a baby bump. This is more obvious in the poster that Kojima posted on his X account. What is interesting is that Yoji Shinkawa 3D printed this character a while back, and this too has a belly bump or a baby bump. Could these two be the same characters? Is this character inside this whole shell of this, Orange Fox character? A lot of people are theorizing that this is Lou controlling the mech, as we can hear Lou's voices. I think that could be the case, that Lou is controlling this mech somehow through the seam, or from the beach. Or this could either be Shioli Kutsuna's character. It could go either way, but yeah, this character is already, has my attention basically. And what follows is an epic fight between Higgs and the mech, which kind of takes us back to the good old days of Metal Gear Solid 4. And yes, the guitar becomes an axe as well. Yoji Shinkawa is truly a master of his craft. So the action director for Death Stranding 2 will be Yuji Shimomura. Kojima also posted his pictures on his social media accounts with different stunt actors performing some kind of an action sequence on his on the set. So I'm sure we'll have way more action sequences directed by him. He is also known for his work on Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, Devil May Cry 3, and the Bayonetta series. And from the looks of it, he definitely knows what he's doing.
Something he said. You don't know a goddamn thing about Lou.
All right.
I think this is from before Lou gets killed, because well, Sam is cooking. I don't know if that's going to be a part of the gameplay, but if you notice the roof, this is the exact same roof that we see in the first trailer, where Fragile is basically playing with Lou. So maybe after DS1, Sam and Fragile lived together and took care of Lou. And Sam clearly does not know a lot about Lou, but wants to find out. The dolphin toy shot is basically, it's back from the first trailer. That was the first shot in the first trailer, and I think Lou is the one actually moving it towards Sam.
Sam, let's see what we can find on Lou.
If you want answers, you're gonna have to find them yourself. But the ones you do find, well, that pain you nurse will only get worse. Sam the man in the dark about everything.
So according to Higgs, the answers we will find will hurt Sam more. So definitely there is a big mystery surrounding Lou and her past, and you know, this is going to be further mentioned or teased upon by the end of the trailer.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on. And you have. We all know you've got this. Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam. Please understand, Sam.
I swear, Kojima just keeps finding ways to make lighting a secret look cool as fuck. I mean, I absolutely love this shot. And as Fragile exhales the smoke, you can actually see little BTs appear, and the chiral allergy tears roll down her cheek as well. So, good callback to her first reveal trailer as well.
We never meant to string you along.
That chrysalis, we found her inside. It was filled with a fluid that contained amino acids. One's identical in structure to the kind found in tar.
We finally get our first proper look at Elle Fanning's character in this trailer. She was found in the chrysalis shown at the start of the trailer. So in this shot, we kind of see Sam in a more casual look, and we can see Fragile in the background on the right hand side, but there are two more characters. One is kind of hidden behind Sam, which I am guessing would be George Miller's character, but there is one that we can see the legs of, and on the left hand side. And this seems to be a female character with yellow boots on. This most probably could be Shioli Kutsuna's character. We will definitely find out in the future trailers.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures...
So this floating character is also, well, not also, this is Elle Fanning. Has the same dress, and her hair is probably black due to the black fluid. Notice that she too is being pulled upwards by these strands. A lot of, like, you know, the puppet strand imagery is, you know, sprinkled throughout the whole trailer. So according to what is being said, the tar is close to being a primordial soup, which is basically the mixture of inorganic and organic compounds with water. Through this soup, life originated, and the first forms of life were able to use the organic molecules to survive and reproduce.
could emerge from it. Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. And it was a hellhole.
Sam says that, he was there and he saw her home. Her probably being Elle's character. But you never know. This might be a dialogue from a whole different scene. In this shot, we also see the white strands behind Elle. Again, as if the strings were controlling her like a puppet. Very, very interesting thing happening throughout the whole trailer. I think something or someone is definitely controlling these characters. I won't be surprised if we see like a puppet master kind of a boss fight in the game, which will be super cool. But yeah, I'm sure you'll find out more about this later on.
You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging.
So in this final shot, we hear Deadman from the first game. We can also see that Sam has the novels Moby Dick and the book The Voyage of the Beagle, which is a book documenting Charles Darwin's voyage on the Beagle from 1831 to 1836. Both these books are behind him. The primordial soup theory is also Charles Darwin's, by the way. We again see that Kojima tumbler resting on top of the bed rest.
Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
So what Deadman is basically saying is that BB-28, which was Lou's BB's name, was flagged for disposal and also incinerated years before Sam and Lou met. You see the bubbles forming in the empty BB pod as well, as he says that. Maybe Lou's ka is in there, the whole concept of the ha and the ka and the body and the soul. Maybe that's what it is. We did see Lou become a BT in the first trailer. So now the questions arise, like, who is Lou? Like, where is Lou and what the fuck is this trailer? I mean, I would love to hear your theories about BB-28 and Lou. This could go so many different ways. And what I love about these trailers is that despite giving us a ton of information, we still don't know fuck all. With this trailer, the game before the actual game has started. People are theorizing, and I feel like I'm back in 2017. This will be a really fun year up to launch. We will be doing a podcast on this trailer as well, with more people joining the discussion. So do, comment your theories and speculations. This trailer brought back the hype for the Death Stranding game, and I'm really, really excited to see where this whole game goes. This has been an amazing experience to kind of like theorize and analyze the trailer again. I loved doing this in the previous trailers too, so I'm really curious to see where this game goes. Is there going to be like a switcheroo from Metal Gear Solid 2 where we just play as Sam in the first part and then we completely switch to maybe Fragile's character or Hicks' character or L's character as the main protagonist, and we play as them? That'll be pretty interesting. We know Kojima loves to betray the audience. I would love to see what else the future holds for Death Stranding 2. I'm sure there are going to be a few trailers coming out before the launch next year. But until then, thank you for watching, and until next time, keep on keeping on.